Hello guys, welcome to Photographics Academy. All right, so today I'm going to be showing you how I retouch this image from scratch to finish. Everything we'll be doing right here in Photoshop. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is exactly how I adjusted the lighting in Camera Raw. This was the image when we came into Camera Raw and we're able to adjust the light just a little bit to give us a little bit of more clarity. Then we'll go into Photoshop, go to frequency separation, dodging and burning, do the skin color grading. So we'll be learning a whole lot in this video. I advise you stick till the end. Of course, there is a bonus tip coming at the end of the video or anywhere in between the video, but I guess it will be towards the end, bro. So stay tuned, learn as much as you can. Go to the comment section, ask your questions so that we can answer them as well. If you also need access to the files that we'll be using in this video, go to the description of the video and download this image so that you can be able to practice along and any other thing that we will be giving out. So without wasting your time, let's quickly get started. All right, so the first thing we did was to bring the image into Camera Raw. And when we came into Camera Raw, the very first thing we did was to adjust the exposure. If you look at my screen, my exposure is now at 0.70. Yeah, 0.70. We just had to increase the exposure a little because if you look at the image, it's obviously not entirely exposed, the ambient lighting and the background, although this is the artistic choice of the shooter. But I guess this will also give us a good place to start from, just to give us that little bit of separation. Of course, we can darken the background down later if we want to. Then we reduce the highlight because, of course, if you take up the exposure, a whole lot of places in the image is going to get blown out. So we reduce the highlight. I think I'm going to just take it up a little. Yeah, that would be a nice place to be. Then we, of course, opened up the shadow a little. So it was just like this, just added slightly a little bit of shadows to open up this area just a little more. Then we reduce the white. It was obviously still looking exposed, especially at this area where we'll have hot spots. So we just reduced it to bring details into that part. And that was basically what we did. And we adjusted the white balance from something warm towards a cooler vibe. Can even decide to take it down and make it cooler. I think I love this, but let's stick with this. Or rather, let's just take it slightly down. All right, so basically, I'm done with everything I'm going to be doing right here. Did I dehaze the image? No, we didn't dehaze. We didn't add texture. So we practically worked only in the HDR section and just made a little adjustment to the white balance. And let's quickly get started with our retouching. All right, so welcome to Photoshop. The first thing I'm going to be doing is, of course, cropping the image. So I'm just going to crop my image 8:10. Very, very important, so that I will have a very good image to work with. So looking at the cropping size now, I'm losing a whole lot of areas in the image. So I'm going to just stretch out. Let's see what what content aware heal is going to do with the edges. If it does a bad job, we'll just stick with working with the image without cropping. Okay, that wasn't entirely bad, but that wasn't good as well. Look at this area. I don't like the way it's handling that area. Okay, so one thing we can do is just to manipulate things around there. I think here is cool. Here is cool. It's just this area. So we can just pick up our clone stamp and just use it to infuse some lips, just like this. Yeah, okay. Fix that. Okay, beautiful. So we'll try here as well, like that. I think I like the shadow. All right, so we can work with this now. So the first thing we'll be doing is to do some frequency separation on our image, but I feel the image needs a little bit of more details so we can be able to work. It's looking quite blurry. So I'm going to go to my Retouch Academy and just go to sharpen image and add a little detail to the image. All right, so we'll have better details to work with now. Yeah, we'll have better details to work with now. So I'm going to reduce this slightly. So I'm merging this up by flattening the image. All right, so we are working with a 16-bit image. So I'm going to load up my 16-bit full body separation. Now, when you are working with a full body image and you want to do full body separation, I would advise use a lower number because the higher your Gaussian blur, the the more textures you retain, and the harder it becomes for you to even do the frequency separation you are doing with your mixer brush, because it's not really going to be having much of an effect. So when I do my full body portrait, especially this type of images, I go somewhere between 3 and 4 so that I can get as much smoothness I can get and still have details available to work with in the image. So for this particular one, I'm going to be trying 4, then zoom in on her to see exactly what we are getting. Excuse me, let's see where her face is there. Okay, so zoom in on her. Still losing out so much detail, so let's do somewhere around 3. Yeah, this would be a good place. Press OK. So we are working with Gaussian blur 3. Every other setting remains the same. Then we are going to pick up our healing brush tool. Yeah, that's what it's called, healing brush tool. Go into our high frequency and just fix some of these blemishes ASAP before we move over to the next one. Excuse me, what happened? Supposed to be sampling from all layers, right? Still not working. Okay, no guys, let's stick with our Gaussian blur. I don't know why that wasn't working. So I'm going to use my Gaussian, my clone stamp tool rather, not Gaussian blur. Yeah, our clone stamp tool. That should still give us the same result. Let's see how that works. So we are sticking with current. Let's see what all layers will give us. All right, so let's stick with current layer. Okay, so that works. So just fix up 1 or 2 blemishes, the ones we can. Do the rest using our mixer brush. So just take out your time and fix all of these blemishes. So it doesn't affect your final result. Okay, let's move right to the body. New stuff here and there. I don't know if that's going to be in the texture layer. It wasn't. This should be in the texture layer. Still wasn't. Okay. So the reason we are not being able to take out some of those is because we moved a whole lot of details into our color. We moved a whole lot of details into our color. So let's pick up our mixer brush. Just a little difference we've made already in the image. And even decide to fix this. All right, so I'm going to pick up my mixer brush tool and quickly start working. Now make sure that you have your wet as low as possible and your flow as low as possible, just enough to give you a good result, and you are good to go. So for visual purposes, I'm going to be turning up my high frequency just to focus on my colors, and we'll start painting. So when you are working with your mixer brush tool, make sure you avoid painting your highlights into your shadows. It's going to mess up your image. So as much as possible, try to retain the lightening pattern on the image, unless there is need or necessity for you to use your mixer brush and alter the lightening slightly or extremely, just to give your image the good look you are going for. But apart from that, make sure you stick with maintaining the light the way it is. All right, fix. Like this area, I'm intentionally painting some shadows into the highlights so that I will be able to get a good shape over the nose. So this was what I meant by unless there is need for you to alter the lightening in a way, just to make things also look flawless at the end of the day. Okay, so we just keep painting back here, just like that. So trust me, the more time you spend doing this, the better the image is going to look. That's just the secret of frequency separation. The more time you spend paying attention to the things you need to do, the better they look at the end of the day. So you just have to spend your time. So people spend 45 minutes doing this, Some people spend 1 hour, some 10 minutes, some 20 minutes, depending on how much you want to spend doing it. But just know that the longer time you spend retouching your image, the better it looks at the end of the day. Of course, not every image needs all that time trying to retouch them. Not every image. Some images are better left as short. Just color grade, do 1 or 2 blemish removal. Let's go. Depending on the look you are going for. Okay, I think we'll have to stop there so that the video don't get unnecessarily too long. It's long already. Okay, we'll zoom out. Beautiful. Okay, so we can work with this. Let me just blend this bit there. I just use the large brush just to soften things out. Okay, so let's see the result. This is the before, the after, the before, the after, or the after. I think we are very much good to go. Yeah, so you can as well take time and make your own look even more beautiful. Make your own retouching look better. But for the purposes of the video, we are going to stop here from now so we don't get too long. All right, so the next thing we are going to be doing is to quickly just add some shines to the image and just a little bit of dodging and burning here and there just to add some shines to the image. So to do that, I'm going to load up my dodge and burn curves adjustment layer, pick up my brush tool and make sure your flow is at 3. Let me just keep it at 3 so I wouldn't have to spend a lot of time doing this. Then my dodge. First off, I'm going to start making some areas glitter. So I turn off my frequency separation so I can see exactly how my lights are falling before the frequency separation so we can maintain the original lightning. Okay, so just here. It's a go. Got this one over here. We need some highlights here as well. Okay, so we are making progress. Right here, over here, obviously. Right here. I'll just add a little over here. Try doing the same here too. For the eye area, side, the side, forehead, let's just produce a little transition of lightening into this area. Yeah, so let's zoom out and see. This part's very, very important. Say, yeah. So I'm seeing highlights here. So introduce it, make it a bit stronger. Something over here. Okay, look at the one on the arm. Did we touch here? All right. Okay, so obviously we need to add a little highlight here to make our booms a little bit more accentuated, like that. Do the same thing over here. So it gives it an illusion of accentuation. It just makes it look a bit bigger than it is originally. That's the essence of this. So we can as well use the dodging and burning technique to even make our nipples look a bit more projected. Something like that. So, all right, so we continue. Yeah, this area I can see some highlights here. Just brush that in. A bit of it here as well. Then for the leg, obviously, need some highlights here. So if you notice, I'm using a big brush over here because I need the leg to have a very beautiful line of highlights flowing through it. That's why I'm using that big brush. Just put a slip of lights. Okay, good. I'll work with that for now. All right, so let's do our dodging our bone. That's a very quick one. So if you notice, I'm not even paying so much attention in the places they touch, because this is generally an outdoor image and the highlights on the image is almost very, very visible. So we are just maintaining it, the original highlights, to make it look like it was not even, the dodge and burn was not even done, but you look at the image very well, you will see that. Okay, so over to the burn, just put a dark line over here. Do the same thing over the edges, just like this, over the edges. So the reason I'm doing this is just to give it that enclosure. Just gives it an extra contrast when you paint shadows at the edges and highlights at the middle. Gives you that three-dimensional look that you are going for, which I'm very sure is what we are trying to achieve with our dodge and burn. Okay, so I want to introduce very strong lighting into the lips. So I'm going to increase my flow this time around. So these are highlights. I'm just going to make that highlight up a little more. See this one, make it a little more, just like that. Then we'll pick up our burn. And darken the edges. Those where I'm seeing shadows flow in. Do the same thing over here. Is one of the ways to add some beauty and glamour to your lips using dodging and burning. All right, so let's load up our first separation layer. Beautiful. Then we hide our check layer and we are good to go. Look at those shines. All right, so let's go and see. This is the before, this is the after, the before, the after, the before, the after. Amazing. So I think we need to just do a little adjustment to our dodge. Yeah, add it to some areas and now reduce the general opacity of the dodge majorly. So much in some areas. So it does have to make the transmission. Is it transition? Yeah, the transition rather. All right, so just make the transition a bit more. That nice one. Okay, we are good. Here looks a bit too extreme. Those add some shine. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to reduce the general of just because my burn is not looking back. The dodge is quite too high, so I'm just going to keep it somewhere around 80. 80 is a good place to be, so we'll still maintain shines in it. Nice one. Okay, so let's look at the overall part after, the before, the after, the before, the after. Look at that dodging and burn. You see the way it's bringing even beauty to the lips. Yeah, look at the fiber separation, and we are good to go. So let's quickly get straight down to our color grading. So I'm going to match all of this up. Once you are done with this part, you need to match it up. So I'm going to just flatten this because from here we needed to do some tweaks and tricks. So I'm going to separate the object from the background. So we'll color grade the object. So I'm going to okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is to load up our color grading action on our image. What do we do now? Okay, so let's first of all separate the image from the background. So I'm going to go to select subject. I'll quickly make a selection of my object. So I want to make the whole skin tone even before we introduce the chocolate skin tone we want to use for the image. That is what we want to do now. So we'll have a selection of the objects. Yeah, pretty good. I'll work with that. Doesn't need to be too perfect. Just needs to be able to do what we want. Select in bars and add to it. All right, so I'm just going to make a separation. Hide this out. Okay, yeah, this will work. So I'm just going to go to Ctrl J and create a mask for it. So I just need a mask that will give me her skin tone. Yeah, this is fine. Press OK. So I'm going to save this selection. So I'm going to load it up like this. Going to make a saving of this selection. I'll go to Path or Channel. Yeah, let's go to Channel. So we'll have the layer mask. We'll just rename it. Be like C. Press OK. So let's see when we come back there if we are going to have the layer mask. It's not there. So we'll just have to save this one as a work part. So to do that, I'm going to load up the selection. right click on the image. Okay, so we are noticing that this area was not added. Thank God we did this part. Okay, you can as well remove your hair at this point if you do not want it in your selection. So I think we can work with this, whatever adjustment we can make later. So make a right click of the object, go to make work path. Yeah, go to make work path, press OK. So it's going to convert it into a pen tool kind of selection. Then go to your pen tool over here, right click on it and go to save work path. So let's find save work path. Are we in pen tool? Yeah, go to our pen tool, right click. Okay, let's make a selection first. Press enter, right click on the image. Okay, so this was what I was looking for, save selection. Save selection, so I'm just going to call it body. So yeah, body, not body. Body, of course. All right, so I'm going to save this here. So what we are going to be having now is that every single time we come into our work part over here, we have it right there and we'll have it right here. So we can as well just right click, hold our control, click on it, and it's going to load up the selection again. You can as well go to the channels, right, hold our control, click on it, and it's going to load up the selection again. So we just made that selection because we want to apply a color grading and still get back later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up the selection. Yeah. Then go to my layers, create a solid color adjustment layer. So we need something that will give her an even skin tone. And to do that, we're going to be using her own skin tone. So we'll just pick her mid-tone over here, press OK. So when you open it, you just paint over her skin, change the blend mode to color, and reduce the hue. So we'll have a very even skin tone across her body, but we introduce the one we want to use. So I'm just going to reduce it as much as I can, and maybe remove it from the shadows a little because of the tattoos. So I'm just going to remove it from the shadows of the skin, split it to make it smooth. Yeah, because I wouldn't want it taking away the whole tattoo in the image, flattening it out. Okay, so we are working, this is good. So we'll have an even skin tone across her body. Every part of the body now has the same color, and that is the first thing we are going to be doing. This can also allow, let's keep it somewhere around 50. So when you do this technique, you notice that even the shines in your image is becoming even more definite. The glamour, the shines will add to the skin. So now let's load up the action we want to use to color grade her skin. So I'm just going to go to action, go to outdoor. So this is the action we're going to be using, and you are getting this action for free. So you can as well try it on your own images and see the way it resonates with you. So I'm coming to the chocolate over here. I'm going to play it. It's going to give us an entirely chocolate color grading over the whole image, but we want it just for the skin. And to have it on the skin, we're going to go to our background, go to work path. So this was the reason why we made the saving of that selection. So we just load the selection up again and come to the group and create a mask point. It just maintains it on the skin tone. Yeah, so of course we can reduce it. We need to. So we'll have a very beautiful chocolate skin. You can zoom in to make sure your selections are perfect. I think we are losing it here, so we'll just paint it in. Nice one. Maybe we'll remove it from the eyes. Not want it in eyes, because I don't think I do. This is good. So see that we will have an amazing skin tone selection and an amazing color grading on our skin. I just hope you grab what we did to get it to this place. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to color grade this tree that she's sitting on. So I'm going to make a selection of that tree as well. Does the log, a selection of it. Yeah, excuse me. All right, so have a rough selection. We'll now have to minus the object from it. Just take your time and get this right. Okay, this is beautiful. So I'll just okay, nice. All right, I think we can work with this. Let's see how that treats the water. If it's not good, we'll have to minus the water from the selection later. But let's see how that treats it. Okay, so when we play the action now, it's going to just maintain it on the selected areas. I want to use this white theme for it. So press play. And we have it. All right, this is good. I like the way it's treating the water, except that the greens in the water, they are entirely lost. They are entirely lost. So I'm just going to create a mask for it and use my brush to restore a bit of the original color to the water area, just like this. So we're able to have the reflections of the greens in the grass. Yeah, this is good. This is beautiful before and after. I think it's also affecting my object, which I do not want. So I'm going to save this, apply this, let me convert this to a smart object, or rather, let's just paint out my object. That will be very long to go. I wouldn't want to take you through that process. It's going to be quite confusing. So let's just minus our object in this effect. Yeah, use your brush and just paint her out. Or you can as well go and load up the selection again, so you'll be more intentional or more specific what you are painting. Just like that. Beautiful. All right, Control D to deselect. All right, so we'll have it just on the logs, and a little bit on the leaves over here, but it's not bad. All right, so the next thing we are going to be doing is to color grade the leaves behind her. So we are going to match this up as well. And click our ultimate teal and orange. Yeah, I love the way it treated the greens, beautiful. But we want it just on the greens, and to have it just there, we are going to hide this, make a selection of the object. Right, click on your selection, go to select inverse, and add this part to the selection. So we just want it behind her, we don't want it in front. Okay, we can work with that. And also this area at some other parts. Beautiful. Okay, I think we can work with that now. Yeah, that was nice. So just create a mask for the group using this selection, and it's going to keep it strictly to the mask area. Look at that, beautiful. So see the way that we've been able to make her stand out from the background just by applying a different color grade on the background. And of course, we're going to be reducing that. Nice one. So I noticed that she needs a little bit of highlight in her skin. So I'm also going to match that up. Reload the selection of our skin tone and just go to my curves and brighten it up a little. Nice one. Or rather, you can as well go to your curves and just brighten up the shadows slightly. Nice. Press Ctrl I to paint it in. So those want it here. So let's do a global color grading for our object and our background, and we are good to go. So I'm going to match all of this up. Go to my color lookup table and look for something that will resonate so well. Image, I think I love this. I love this as well. This is also cool. So we are just looking for something that will give us a very nice coloring at the end of the day. So let's reduce this. It's beautiful. Let's still keep going and see what we'll have. This is nice. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with this. I like the green theme in the image. So I'm going to also load up my photo filter, add some cooling vibe to it. Reduce the saturation, the opacity, still bring down the opacity of this one a little. Go into my selective colors. And just see if we can even bring more beauty into the image. Just highlight, make the highlights shine a little more. Okay, reduce the reds. All right. This is so nice. So I need some highlight on the face. Our face look is becoming quite dark. So we just have to increase the brightness, press Ctrl I and paint it into our face over there. And we are good to go. So I'm going to make a group of all of this and reduce their general opacity just to make sure that things are kept very, very controlled. So we'll go into our camera raw and make the final adjustment, and we are good to go. Let's go to our camera raw. So I'm just going to be adjusting a little something here, maybe a little bit of the highlights to make it even glitter a little more. Raise my shadows slightly. Use a bit of the texture. I think I want to add a little haziness to the image. Then go to my color grading. So I need some greens in the shadows. So I'm going to go to the shadows, go towards my green area just slightly like that. Beautiful. Just slightly like that. Just slightly. Then go to my color mixer. Shift the hues of the greens just a little more. Darken it down a little. Increase that of my object. Add a little saturation to her. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to create just a little bit of vignette effect to bring the attention towards her a little more. Nice one. Increase the vibrance slightly. Okay, so let's see if we can cool it down a little and see how that looks. I think this is too cool. But let's stick with what we had for now. Beautiful. So I love the chocolate tones in her skin. Just I feel that the reds is a little bit too much. So we'll just drop the reds down a little and we are good to go. Beautiful. So go to our hues and saturation. Go to our reds. Reduce the saturation a little. Darken it down a little as well. All right. This is beautiful. So let me show you the overall before and after of the whole image. So we create a snapshot. Then come to the first one. Okay. So this was the image when we came into Photoshop. And this is the image after we were able to do one or two adjustments to it. So for the bonus, I promised you towards the end of the video, I'm going to do something. Let's see and compare the one that is going to give us the better result. So we'll have this final result over here. I'm going to go back to the general overall image and I'm going to apply our done for you retouch action. Let's see how much done for you is going to retouch this image without us even having to do anything on the image. So I'm just going to go to done for you retouch action over here and just press play. Remember, we stick with 3, so I think I'm going to also stick with 3 and press OK. Oh my, this is beautiful. All right, so let me make a snapshot of that as well. Okay, so I'm going to call this call this and. All right, so I wish we remember this on time. Would have just minus the color grading, but just let's focus on the skin. So this is the image with our manually adjusting it with our dodging and burning, of course. And this is the image we've done for you. Look at the before, look at the after, look at the before, look at the after. So allow me to introduce done for you to you. If you want to increase your workflow, you want to increase the speed, you have a lot of images you have to retouch, and you do not have the time to go through them manually with your hand. Done for you is the best action you can get, and it will do your retouches for you. And the last thing I want to also apply to the done for you is our auto dodging and burning. Yeah, over here, we'll just clear it and use your brush to paint it in on your image. So it just automates your workflow and makes the whole result very, very easy. So of course you need to reduce the opacity so it's going to look good. All right, so this is the before, this is the after. You can as well merge it up and create a snapshot for it as well, so we can see what it looks like. So we'll change this one This is the done for you. This is the, so we'll just change this to D or U soon with the dodging and burning. So this is the hand painted with the color grading, of course. This is done for you. Thank you for watching this amazing video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and on your notification bell to get notified every single time we drop a new video. Trust me, we keep bringing massive content to you every single time. See you on the next one.